Liberty TV5 will be bringing you this tape delay broadcast. It's week number 10 between the 5-4 Archbold Blue Streaks and the 6-3 Liberty Center Tigers. Jim, you know, we thought we were out of the playoffs when we were unceremoniously knocked off by Delta in a game that I'm sure the Tigers would love to have over. Delta didn't prove to me that they were the better team, but according to everything we read in the papers, there's still a shot.
Yeah, that makes it real interesting and puts a lot of spice in this game. And ditto for the Blue Streaks, they say, Spike. And, of course, a few years ago, they doubled the field of who makes the playoffs. And so there's a awful lot of possibilities. Now, things have to fall about right. But nevertheless, more than just pride at stake here tonight in this last NWOAL game for the Tigers.
Well, whenever these two get together, you know she's going to be a rock-em, sock-em, smash-mouth football game. Obviously, without a doubt, the best two programs in the league in the last dozen years or so. And for Archbold, much longer than that. They had that great run in the 80s.
Yeah, and it's a nice night for football. And, you know, both these teams not having the very best of seasons, as you stated the records just a few minutes ago. Boy, this is beautiful time of the year to be having a good football game, Spike. It's not too cold. It's nice and dry. The field has been well kept, and we're gonna have some good NWOAL football here.
All right, Tigers won the toss, and they deferred till the second half, so they'll be putting it the boot to it to Archbold. Archbold at 5-4, very misleading. The losses combined for the teams they've played is something like maybe 7 for the 4 losses. All right, fumbled at the 28 and brought down right there. Right
79.
away, Pete Martinez.
Yeah. He kind of muffed that reception there, Spike, or butterfingered it, or whatever you want to say. And number 79, Pete Martinez, very alertly just piled into him with all he was worth. And Archibald's pretty lucky to retain possession here.
All right, ball player named Desire. Martinez barrels his way down, leads the way, makes the tackle, and the Blue Streaks will put it in play on their own 27-yard line. Tigers showing a 5-man front, rolling out, and pass caught out there. Slips the tackle, and then finally hauled down by Espinoza with help from Weimer.
Yeah, Kurt Silva's first guy to meet him there, but didn't quite get him wrapped up. And first down right out of the blocks there. You know, the way the Tigers defended the pass last week against Delta, I think the Streaks probably seeing that film figures they can throw a lot of passes, so we'll see.
All right, Tigers showing a 5-4. Weimer with a little blitz up the middle. And a pickup of about 5 on the play. It'll be second down and about 5 to go. Archbold running backs. That's pretty much a standard offense, a form of the T offense for Archbold. Nick Cameron, number 11, their big gun, leading pass receiver with 20 on the year, and also their biggest ground gainer, averaging 8 yards a carry. He's lined up out here at the wing back on the right. Man in motion is Knopfsinger, also one of the big 3. Now the give off the side, stop right there! Espinoza! And Weimer also in there on the hit. No gain on the play. It'll be 3rd and 5.
Yeah, they shed those blockers right there on the line of scrimmage and met him right there. So good defensive play by the Tigers. If they can do it one more time, they'll get their hands on the ball.
Yeah, Cameron, the big gun, was in a walking cast, an air cast all week, so how long he can go maybe could be in question. Quarterback is Nick Boyers for Archbold with a 3rd and 5 at their own 45-yard line. Now a little belly out, give up inside, nothing doing, baby! Nothing doing, the Tigers stop him for a yard gain!
Yeah, even Paul Smith got in there. 64, Derek Proudfoot in on the hit. In fact, the left side of the Tiger defense there stood up to that rushing attempt, Spike.
Well, the Tigers defense holds true. Liberty Center, Jim, I believe has the best rush defense in the league. Don't have the stats on that, but...
You know, I've been following those stats, and the Tigers are good at stopping the rush all season long, Spike.
All right, back deep is Silvis and Smith. Low line drive punt. That's going to take a sideways bounce, and the Blue Streaks will fall on it there, and the Tigers will take over at about their own 28-yard line.
Derek Proudfoot, number 64, great big fella, come in there and came within just a few inches of getting a block on that punt, Spike.
Yeah, I don't think he tried to get any elevation, and he didn't try to really get anything into it. He had to hurry it. So at 9:33 to go, the Tigers with their first possession. All right, Tigers show the wing. Babcock in motion, give off that left side to Weimer. Weimer hit, maybe a yard gain on the play. All right, one correction. I had the ball spotted up around the 28, 5 yards back at the 23. So Weimer gets up to about the 24, 1 yard gain. Tigers starting offense. We've got Scott Stewart at center, Jake Cradle guard on the right, Seth Babcock tackle on the right side. Now motion from Silvis, gives straight ahead to Weimer. Weimer barrels his way up across the 30, near the 33, and that's very close to first down yardage.
Successive carries by the fullback, Eric Weimer, and some good blocking on that one. Just about gets her up there to the stick, Spike.
Well, third and very short, I think a kind of a chintzy spot. However, Weimer may have bounced a little. So that'll give the Tigers 3rd and 1 at their own 33-yard line, we'll call it. Tigers need to get just to the 34. They show a wing left formation, man in motion, Silvis. Give again to Weimer, got running over, he's up to the 35, Tiger first down.
And you had to love that effort, and block on this side or two to get in the room. And Eric wanted a piece of that hole so bad that bumped into the quarterback Brown as the exchange was made, but it was clean and moves the sticks. A real important start for the Tiger offense, Spike.
Well, the Tigers ran a couple times there in a row off the side of Van Sickle at guard, Kyle Bodenbender, number 62 at tackle, and Shaddy, the tight end there. Now motion Babcock this way, play action, Brown back, throws upfield, and a nice defensive play.
Too nice, Spike. I think number 9 should have been flagged for hanging on the receiver's back out there.
Yeah, it did look like some contact, but it went undetected, if you will. That'll bring up 2nd down and 10 at the Tiger 35-yard line.
The intermediate receiver appeared to be open in that play too there, Spike, but you know, quarterback makes his choice and then he puts it out there, but man, look for all the world like the blue streak was draped all over our primary receiver.
All right, Silvis in motion. Now the inside reverse, and about 3 on the play. Ball given to, I believe, Brett Babcock. Yep, James Whitmire in there that time as a wide out to the right. Now Paul Smith, number 28, checking into the lineup, replacing Eric Weimer. Tigers with a 3rd down and 8 at their own 38-yard line. Tigers need to get just across the 44 for the first down. All right, wing back set to the right. Here is the give to Silvis, trying to cut back. Uh-oh, no, they claim a fumble. No, the official, I believe, is going to signal down. Gain of a yard, and it'll be 4th and 10,
well,
or 4th and 7.
Don't want to give any kind of field position at this point, Spike, so we're going to hope that Zachary the Huffman can nail a good one here.
Well, Jim, as we've seen for years, you just never know. Brian Babcock, the up back, Huffman back, punts high, booming punt, over the head, Oliver Cameron takes it on his 21. Tries to break a tackle, fumbles out of bounds, so they will retain possession. Good coverage down there with Smith and number 66. Jim, give me a name. Who's that?
66.
Duh. That's right, Jeremiah L.
Jeremiah.
Jim, interesting statistic here. Throughout the entire state, this includes Division 1 through 6.
All right.
Liberty Center ranked number 23rd all time in best playoff history for the school.
Wow. put that in your Tiger pipe and smoke it a while.
All right, here's
everybody.
the give to Cameron around the outside. They've got a little interference set up, and the Blue Streaks pick up about 8 on the play.
Yeah, Nathan Ekstrand, thank you, making a hard charging play over there on the corner to keep that from getting big.
Yeah, Silva's had a blind on him, but they threw a haymaker on him, sealing him out. Blue Streaks come up big on first down. It's going to be second down and a short 2 yards to go. Ball on the 37. Knopfsinger in motion, give off the left side, and enough for a first down up to about the 40-yard line.
Plenty of white shirts in there on the stop. I believe Silva's got up there hard to fill, and I can't see who was right there on the line of scrimmage, but they didn't give him much.
69.
Dave Alvord.
Yeah, Dave Alvord getting a start tonight at nose tackle. Number 69, a senior for Liberty Center. The rest of the defense, we've got Cradle and Bodenbender as tackles, Van Sickle and Shaddy as the defensive ends. Also, number 64.
Proudfoot out there.
Yeah, Proudfoot sees a lot of action. Tigers keep a good rotation. Deep backs are
Ekstrand.
yeah, Ekstrand and 82 Scarberry.
Yeah. Paul Smith.
Yeah, cornerbacks Paul Smith and Kurt Silvas. Oh, a little movement over there. The slot back got a step, tried to get an edge, Jim, and they burn him.
Yeah, and that's a good thing to send him backwards here a little bit.
First penalty of the game. The Streaks will be marched back 5 yards. And now, Jim, hopefully that puts Archbold in a position where they may have to look to throw the football, which is something certainly that is not their first choice.
Yeah, first and 15 is a whole lot different than a first and 10. They, during the course of the year, mix it up pretty evenly, Spike, the Blue Streaks. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, oh yeah. All right, Tigers show a 5-man front. Rolls out to the right. A lot of pressure. They slow him down. Quarterback tries to turn it up, and he's hit by number 19. Got a hand on him.
Yeah, the Undertaker there, and I believe
Shane Wesley.
Number 8 got a good piece there too, Brian Babcock. But I'll tell you, Derek Proudfoot, right out of the blocks here on defense, is just making a yeoman effort from the left defensive end position. He stretched that to the sideline about as good as a big man could, fighting with the block all the way, Spike.
Oh, absolutely. Fought through the block, and his pressure did not allow the quarterback, Boyer, to step up until he had no room left.
Yeah.
All right, now the T formation. Give to Cameron as the last man through. Tigers try to string it out, and they do a great job. Brian Babcock with a huge defensive play out there to fight through the interference, aiding in the tackle. Jim, there were about 3 Tigers there.
Yeah, Proudfoot got over there too, but just nice to see that lateral pursuit by the Tigers. That's defense, the way the Tigers serve it up on a regular basis.
When you get a couple of guards pulling out there in front of that, and plus 2 running backs, that makes for a very awesome sight coming at you. Now Cameron split wide to this side, picked up by Smith. Quick 3-step drop, caught out there. Cameron slowed down by Smith, and a great effort there.
Yeah. Boy, Paul Smith had to be sure-handed there. I mean, he was going to get there, but man, you got to lock him up and hang on, and that's what he did. Well, he got his hands on some jersey and a leg there and stayed right with him.
Yeah, Smith was single coverage, so it was him or nobody.
That's right. If the receiver could have shook that, he'd have been off to the races.
Come on, Shaddy.
All right, back to punt. High, wobbling, short punt. That's going to hit at about the 30-yard line. Take a great Archbold roll all the way down inside the 20 to about the 17. Tigers will take over there, 1st and 10.
Tiger defense looking very sharp so far tonight, Spike.
Jim, just a few of the names of some of these teams that are behind Liberty Center in these playoff standings. Warren John F. Kennedy, Massillon, St. Mary's, Toledo St. Francis, Maria Stein, Marion Local, Cincinnati Elder.
Archbold way down.
Oh, yeah,
number 45.
Archbold. Still pretty good at 45. Now the give off the left side. Weimer leaps the pile. Gets up to about the 19, we'll call it. Gain of 3 on the play. Coldwater also a Team Liberty leading. Warren Harding, Bedford Chanel, Minster, Kettering Alder, Macomb, Norwalk, St. Paul, Lakewood, St. Edwards. All these teams trail Liberty Center. All right, back to the real thing right now. Here is the give. Weimer up the right side and up close to the 29. That should be good for first down. We'll wait for the spot.
Yep, they've signaled it.
Good job, line.
Well, that was big, Jim. They got out away from the
Yeah.
goal line.
All right, Spike. It was a 7 and 8, and so far Weimer's been the ball carrier for yardage here for the Tigers. But boy, that's the way things will go. They'll kind of try to put opposing defense to sleep a little bit. Next thing you know, Silvas will be gallivanting out there with that ball.
All right, Silvas on the left, Weimer on the right, Brian Babcock under center. Tigers with Babcock out there in the wing. Now the give straight ahead, off the left side. Gain of, wow, maybe 3 on the play. Silvas.
Van Sickle leading the interference out there.
Yeah, Tigers using a little more straight ahead attack tonight.
Yep.
So a gain of 3, second down and 7. Clock all the way down to 1:30 left here in period number 1. No score here on NC TV 5. Now Silvas on the right. Weimer behind the quarterback. Oh, a little bobble back there, and it's going to be down. I think a little problem on the center quarterback exchange, so the play never got off the ground. Ball to 30. Well, likewise, we like it when Archbold is in long situation. Now Liberty in the same position.
Yep, they've got us with a 3rd and long 8.
All right, here's the give to Silvas, trying to find running room. Breaks one tackle, straight arms. Gets up to right of maybe the line of scrimmage, the 30. And the Archbold Blue Streaks had that defended well.
They did. They had him pinned where there was just no more field to run, and Silvas got over to the sideline and the coaches right quick.
All right, ends up being a loss of 2 yards for the Tigers, so they'll be back in punt formation. Zach Huffman.
That center quarterback exchange there, that kind of burned it down when it had been good to had something positive, Spike.
All right, good snap. A wobbling punt by Huffman. Takes a great bounce and all the way down to about the Archbold 36-yard line. 37 yards and no return.
Well, we'll take the bounce on that, Spike. It wasn't a pretty punt. I almost think Archbold rusher there might have got a piece of that.
All right, it was close. All right, 19 seconds remain, first quarter. Each team with 2 possessions. Archbold with 3 first downs, and the Liberty Center Tigers with 2. All right, Archbold shows a double wing set. Man in motion, Nossinger. Tigers shift down. Give off that side. Not much there at all. Stuffed up by the right side of the Tiger defensive line.
Yeah.
Yeah, right into Craigle and Seth Babcock with Weimer there to fill. That'll be the end of the first quarter. No score here at Archbold Spangler Field. Liberty Center 0, Archbold 0. All right, we'll get to our sponsors here. We've got Hill Asphalt Paving with Randy Hill. Dave's Auto Service right there in downtown Tiger Town. Honest Dave Perry. Pisanello's Pizza with Craig and Sherry Myers. They feature that twice-a-day buffet. And, Jim, I got to tell you, I had me a good old chicken club sub tonight from Pisanello's. And, baby, that is the best around. I don't care where you go. It was good, and it was a loaded sandwich, too. Definitely got your money's worth.
You put horseradish on that, Spike, or not?
No, Jim, I went with banana peppers tonight for a little extra spice.
I got to try that.
Hey, good. Okay, we got the Henry County Bank with Bill Wendt. Several locations in the county. A very generous sponsor for a lot of endeavors. The dugout with Steve and Catherine Parasini. Truckers Paradise with Lynn and Jerry Ripke. Open at 5 a.m. 6 days a week. And, of course, along with breakfast and good dinners, they also feature those 57 kinds of wonderful pies. KK Collision out on the north end of town with Kyle Kern. Kyle, one of the sponsors for the highlight tapes that will soon be ready. Many thanks to Kyle. Schaefer Truck and RV Sales and Rental with Terry and Todd Schaefer out on Road 10 between Liberty and Delta. The RV sales about a year and a half now and doing quite well. Miller Brother Trucking with Skip Miller and Old Tiger Football, Saul and Napoleon. Eon Industries with Judy Leininger and Dawn Bender. And now the Archbold Blue Streaks come to the line of scrimmage. They've got a 1st and 10 at their own 36. Now the pitch going outside, off the right side, out there. Smith takes out some of the interference, but a big gain for the Blue Streaks as they pick up a dozen.
Yeah, Kurt Silvas and Brett Babcock on the stop there, but good gainer around there and some good blocking by the Streaks, Spike.
Yeah, Phil Baden, one of the senior hardcore runners there, picked up about, we'll call it 11 on the play. All right, 1st and 10, Archbold at their own 48-yard line. Tiger Show, 5-man front. Now Cameron in motion to this side. They come off left guard, and a great trip-up tackle by Mitch Shaddy.
Yeah, Mitch got a piece of him there. Good that he did.
Yep, Mitch knifed in from his defensive end spot and held the gain to about 4, where it'll be 2nd, 6. Now the ball just inside the Tiger 49-yard line. Archbold coming at the line of scrimmage hard, Jim. They've got a hard set of running backs. All right, full house backfield. The true wing T, or the true T formation. Cameron with a little bit of running room and knifes ahead, dives for the 1st down. The ball now at the 40-yard line, just short of the 40-yard line of the Tigers.
Yeah, Blue Streaks blew a pretty good hole in that right defensive front for the Tigers, and Cameron has piled up a lot of yards for the Streaks this year, and he shows that he's capable of getting them if they give him a little room.
Well, Archbold, as always, showing a penchant for being able to run the football, and now we've got an official's timeout. Casey Bodenbender now in at defensive back for the Tigers, a corner over here on this side of the field. Archbold comes straight ahead.
Man.
Oh, kicks outside, got a lot of running room down the sideline. It's a foot race now, and Archbold scores. A 40-yard sprint, they cut it up. They were heading outside, cut it up inside the defensive end, and then back off to the races, and Archbold goes up 6-0.
Yeah, I believe it was Jordan Espinoza there. I think that was a number knifed in and almost had the back for a loss behind the line of scrimmage there, Spike, but he didn't get him quite, and up the sideline eventually the back goes.
All right, snap high, set down, kick up, and good. At the 10:38 mark of period number 2, Archbold draws first blood. They lead 7-0. All right, we'll get the rest of our Tiger sponsors. We've got Mitchell Farm Equipment, along with the obvious farm equipment. They also feature the Simplicity Lawn and Garden Tractor line with Tom, Pat, Barb, and Mike Mitchell there. B.A. Miller and Sons Trucking with Norma Miller. L.R. Babcock Plumbing and Heating with Bill Tiplady and Dan and Francis Brown. Holgate Metal Fab with Jeff Spangler. The Sky Bank in Liberty Center. Davis Farm Services of Delta and Liberty Center with Karen Howell in charge. The Tiger Shop with Bob and Julie Shaddy. Great job down there as they feature a lot of clothing and a lot of Tiger knickknacks, and also cater to all the area schools. We've got Speece Trailer Court with Rick Speece, longtime sponsor. Swanton Welding with Norm Zeider. Norm, the other half of the sponsorship for the highlight tapes. We've got Meyer Badenhop Insurance Company with Glenn and Napoleon, Bob and Marge in Liberty Center. High, booming, end over end kick. Woo! That's going to go into the end zone and all the way out. Tigers will have it on their 20.
Boy, they got a kickoff man there, Spike.
Yeah, and that was not wind aided either.
He just got all of it. Center a long ways.
All right, also the Liberty Center Athletic Boosters, Ken and Robin Carpenter. Tim Bowen with his water hauling service. Getting a little cold for the wet t-shirts, however. We've got the porch coaches, John Slagle, along with the memory of Donnie Sharp for them stinking, rotten, no good yellow flags. All right, give off the left side to right side to Silvis. Picks up about 3 tough ones. Jim, Tigers have yet to really solve that streak defense.
That's true. They've mustered a couple first downs in each of their possessions, but then they kind of stall out.
Obviously, the streaks are set to stop the run first. Streak showing a 6-man front. Actually, almost an 8-man line. Now a little delay given to Weimer. Weimer, great spin move at the 30 and up to the 33-yard line. That's got to be a Tiger first down.
Yes, it does. Eric Weimer making the most of a situation, Spike.
Boy, you break through that 8-man line, Jim, and with a little bit of a delay there, that was enough to spring Weimer free, along with some great blocks on that Tiger offensive left side behind Van Sickle and Bodenbender.
Yep.
All right, Tigers show wing right with Weimer. Weimer in motion, gives straight ahead. Silvis picking his way through, gets up to the 35, maybe the 36.
All right, Line, good job. Here we go, LC.
Oh, boy. Yeah, another left-footed spot. That'll put it back on the 35. Gain of a strong 3 yards. Be second down and 7 for the Tigers. Weimer now sets up the wing on the right side. Silvis on the left. Babcock on the right. Here is the give. Silvis trying to find a little running room.
Yeah, it wasn't there. If he was in the right spot and he knows where the right spot's supposed to be, there just was no crack for him there at all, Spike.
Well, they didn't give him much on that one. He did try to bounce it to the outside, but of course by that time they was hung up. So the Tigers face another 3rd and long. We'll call it 3rd and a short 7. Tigers need to get across the 41 to pick up the first down. Now play action. Brown back, has time, rolls right. Throws it away, and we've got a flag. I assume that might be holding on Tigers coming from the spot it was thrown.
Yeah, they were trying to hold the Blue Streaks out of there. There was a onslaught where eventually they were coming, and I believe that'll be the call, Spike.
Come on, little Brown, show 'em what you got this play. Come on, Line. Come on, Line, 1 extra second.
Well, surprisingly enough, 4th down situation.
Yeah.
And Archbold instead is going to take the field position. That'll put the ball all the way back to the 20-yard line, I believe.
Yeah, that was an interesting call there. You'd think they would want to force a punt and get their hands on the ball.
Well, 3rd down and 21 they've got on the scoreboard clock.
Well, let's make them swallow that decision, Spike.
Weimer in motion. Here is the fake to Weimer. Brown rolling on a naked bootleg. And no gain on the play at all. In fact, I think they might have lost a few. Archbold didn't buy it.
Yeah.
Of course, Brown, I'm not sure was going to run the football, but had he had some room, he'd have had plenty of time to get rid of the ball upfield. Nothing doing, and now the Tigers will be punting into the wind from their own 17. Huffman gets a good foot into it. Wobbling kick, takes a Tiger bounce at the 45.
Still rolling.
Into Archbold territory. and it'll roll dead at the 41-yard line.
Well, the Tiger defense needs to come up with a pick here or something, Spike, although last possession Archbold had, they prefer to run. That's ball control, uses the clock, and if they can garner a first down to keep a rushing attack going, that's a Downey coach team.
Well, Jim, I'm afraid we're all going to do it again. It looks like another Tiger penalty deep in the backfield. I assume that'll be called a hold. 42-yard punt by Huffman will be negated. Wow. The ball was on the 17. It goes back to the 5, so we didn't play any half the distance stuff. All right, Huffman back a couple of yards away from the end line. Good snap. Huffman gets a foot into it, high. Fair catch called for. And that'll roll dead about the 36. Wow, Archbold picks up 14, 23 yards, 22 yards of field position on the call.
Yeah, well, the Tiger defense, Spike, is really going to be called on. The score right now stands at 7-0 in favor of the Streaks, but the defense has got to dig in and get a 3-and-out here.
Okay, also want to mention from Todd and Kelly Bodenbender, good luck to Kyle and Casey in football and Kara in volleyball. All right, wing tee to the left. Here is the fake pitch, a little reverse inside.
Yeah. Oh, that's good to see the defense coming up there. Big Jake Craigle in on that hard, along with Weimer, in a tackle for loss, Spike.
Yeah, it was number 19, Wesley, who got good penetration, kind of slowed that thing down. So loss of 2 on the play. Tigers, well, Jim, they've been here before. They've been down. They've had the ball in their own territory.
And during the course of this season, as in the past, the Tiger defense, when the offense is struggling or having difficulty, they find a way to do it.
All right, 2 tight ends, double wing. Nossinger in motion to the right. Little option play, quarterback keeps it, hit, slowed down. Silva's a great shoestring tackle.
Yeah, great fill. I mean, he's up there penetrating the line of scrimmage and seeing where that ball's going and selling out for it, and got a piece of him. Now for him to get it stopped.
Well, quarterback ran that little option series, faked it to the running back. The fullback stayed behind him, but Silvas able to knife through there and only give Archbold a 1.5 yard gain. So it'll be 3rd down and then a long 10 yards to go. Ball at the Tiger 38.
Yep, number 17, Mark Huff, now in there. Well, you know Archibald's going to fight hard here, not wanting to give up this kind of field position, so we're going to probably see a couple plays here.
All right, they come out with the same formation, double tights, double wing, single setback, Nossinger. All right, straight drop back, has time, he's hit, throws deep, and caught, no, he's going to be out of bounds regardless. Boy, there was good coverage again, Jim.
Yeah.
The ball came down, was battled for, ruled out of bounds.
Yeah, excellent pass coverage there, and Shane Wesley, the Undertaker, put a licking on the quarterback. Man, did he. In fact, I was nervous. I thought he might be reaching for his flag, but it was all in the spirit of the game. He got there in time and, well, might have did a little bit towards softening up the quarterback for the future, Spike.
Yeah. Well, he was only a stride away, and, at full speed, it's impossible to
well,
change.
That's the way the officials saw it, and you got to appreciate that. You got to let them play.
All right, 4th and 11. Back at the 50 in punt formation. Cameron gets it off. Smith signals for the fair catch, but that's going to take. What a stop. Jim, the football hit and bit, and the Tigers now buried deep in their own territory.
Boy, they are. You know, there were two streaks right there on that punt coverage that did just what they had to do. Got her stopped down there.
All right, ball is at the 2-yard line. Tigers in a precarious position. They'll take over there, 1st and 10.
Well, number 8, Brian Babcock, it's his turn to be the quarterback on the alternating possessions, so this is a big possession here, Spike.
Yeah, Casey Bodenbender, number 15, in there at tight end on the Liberty side of the field. Weimer in motion. Now play action. Babcock is going to kick it outside. He's got a little running room and battles his way up to about the, boy, from here it's hard. Yeah, up maybe the 6-yard line.
Yeah.
Gain of 4 on the play.
I think he wanted to pass that ball, but didn't look like there was anything there, so he saw a little opening and figured, well, I can get it away from the goal line, and exactly what he did.
Well, and had a little running room, but a great open field tackle by the Streaks. Holds that gain to 4 yards.
Boy.
Ball just across the 5. Tigers use a 3 wide out set. Now motion man is Babcock. But now Brian back to throw, in trouble, caught.
They got him for the safety, Spike. Boy, the Streaks were coming in hordes, and Tigers didn't have enough guys in the block, and he thought about passing, and he thought about running for his life, but there just was no time. They collapsed on him and got the big over-the-hand signal, going to cost him 2 points, and we got to give him a possession right away here again.
Well, you know, it's a chess match out there. The Tigers with 3 wideouts, and Archbold rolled the dice, and they sent everybody but Grandma.
Yeah.
And good enough for the safety. They take a 9-0 lead here at the 5:06 mark, and Liberty Center will put the ball with a kick or a punt in. They'll put it in play from the 20.
Yeah, I think good coaching in a point like that from the defensive standpoint would be to give up a little coverage, as you say, no double coverage, and just send everybody. And I mean, he didn't have time to turn around, much less think about doing anything with it. And there they were.
Yeah, about the only chance you've got is maybe to run your receivers have to pick up the fact that they're in a blitz, and they've got to run a quick slant to the inside or something, so the quarterback can just take a step and get rid of it.
But they were on him so hard, he didn't even have time to launch it out of bounds. You know, you think, well, man, why couldn't he just throw it away? But there was not that kind of time.
All right, Tigers are going to elect, and I think it's a wise choice. They'll use Zach Huffman to punt the ball from the 20. 5 minutes left here, second period. Archbold up 9-0. Good punt.
Whoa, he got his foot into
Spiraling
it.
boomer. That'll come down at about the 33-yard line. Taken there by Cameron and caught right away. Good job by
66,
Hill.
yes, sir. Jeremiah Hill putting a banging on him. Scott Swiskowski right there to put a paw on him. Good coverage.
Well, Cameron had that high ankle sprain. Now down. So that may be a recurrence or an aggravation. Only a return of about 6 yards. A great booming punt from Huffman.
Oh, yeah, he got a lot of foot into that. Plenty of air, a lot of hang time. That gives your coverage time to get down there, and so there wasn't much advancement by the streak receiver.
All right, 47-yard punt for Zach Huffman. Cameron walks off under his own power.
Yeah, well, if you've had an ankle sprain, this game of football is a pretty rough contact shuffle out there, and he might have got her hit wrong.
All right, wing tee to the right. Little option, give to the fullback.
Good surge by the Archbold right side there. Able to get him about strong 4 yards there, Spike.
Yeah, Silvis Weimer, and I think was the Undertaker, and Kragel in there on the hit. But like you say, a good surge. About 3 of that 4 yards was on his own strength and those powerful thighs. All right, second down and 6 yards to go for the Streaks. They're at their own 49-yard line. Give to the third back off the right side. Plenty of running room. And enough for a first down. Gain of about 8 on the play. Well, Jim, it's been pretty much all Archbold here in the first half. 4:11 to go. They already lead 9-0.
Yeah, they're popping some pretty good yards here and there. Well, 4 minutes to go here in the first half, so Tigers got to find a way to get them stopped here.
Yeah, certainly not anything out of hand yet, but you don't certainly want to give up another score to the Streaks. Here is the give to Nofsinger. Nofsinger busted. Maybe a gain of a yard on the play. Eric Weimer in on the hit. Eric, fourth leading tackler in the whole area, Jim.
Oh, that's not surprising. Eric Weimer's manifested himself as one fine linebacker here for the Tigers this season.
Yeah, he'll rank, you know, in the Tigers, the Liberty Center, you know, kind of a linebacker, high school anyway.
Yep.
Weimer ranks right up there with the best of them. All right, double wing set, man in motion. Nossinger to this side, stops. Now the deep pitch outside from this 34 with a head of steam, gets up or down across the 35 to the 33.
Nathan Ekstrand sticking his helmet in there, kind of got him stopped, and then some big guys from the Tiger line of scrimmage shuffling down there. Maybe Van Sickle in there.
You know, that's a tough play to defend. That guy, if you get your entire line out there in front with a couple of backs, and then he's bellying deep, he can pick his hole with a full head of steam. Now 3rd and short at the Tiger 38. Give to Nossinger off the right side. And Weimer in there to slow him down, but enough for a first down to the Tiger 30-yard line.
Yeah, they had a pretty good block on Weimer, but he saw him coming, and he just reared up and got under him, kind of flipped him up. But, boy, they're getting yards when they have to have them and keep this rushing game going right now, Spike.
Well, everything has gone well for Archbold. A few gambles and a few decisions have gone in their favor.
Yeah.
Now hit right away, knifing in. Let's try to get the number there.
I believe Proudfoot, was it?
I think Craigle. I thought it was Jake.
Proudfoot,
Right.
Derek Proudfoot. Yeah, from the left defensive end position, got him as he was going through there and rode him right into the ground for next to no gain there.
All right, 2nd down and 9. Tigers got a good defensive stop there. They need a couple of more. Nossinger in motion. Here is the deep pitch coming that way again. They've got blockers. Hit a big hit.
Wade Van Sickle got him upended, and then 59.
Espinoza.
Yeah, Jordan Espinoza, that super sophomore, closed the door in a hurry for him there.
Boy, I tell you what, that was like a runaway freight train and a Brahma bull battling there, both with a head of steam up, and Van Sickle got the best of the sweep this way with that full head of steam. 3rd down and 6, ball at the Tiger 26. Nossinger in motion the other way to the wing side. Here is the pitch deep again, and hit again! Weimer and Scarberry!
Yeah. You know, as that play began to unfold, Spike, I could see, man, there's nobody home over there on the left defensive end in that given play, but they've got different things they do on defense, and they're not always protecting that outside sweep like that. 4th down, but just a scant 2 yards, Spike.
All right, Archbold right now appears that they'll go for it. They're kind of in 4-down territory with the ball at the Tiger 22.
Timeout called.
Come on, LC, you can do it. Come on, LC.
All right, now it appears the Blue Streaks are going to set up for we'll call it a 40-yard field goal. Ball set down, he drives it. Holy mackerel, and Jim, did he lay the lumber there, but it sails off wide to the left, no good.
Yeah, he had plenty of strength on that kick, but he didn't hit it just right. There was no rotation with that. It was a kind of a wobbler and sails to the left. You know, that's about the nicest thing that could happen to the Tigers on that. The way their rushing game was going, I thought that 2 yards would be a breeze for them. And then they'd have time for a pass or something. But
well, the clock got away from me. With all running plays, it was down to 15 seconds.
Yeah, it must have got away from the Archbold coaches too, because man, they were moving right through the Tigers there. But that's going to keep the score at 9 points in favor of Archbold here, with about one play here by the Tigers.
All right, Tigers show 3 wideouts. Brown under center. Straight drop. Puts it up in the air, and that's going to go way over the head. Brian Babcock did a quick cut in, kind of a quick slant, and the ball was thrown as if he would have been cutting downfield. 4 seconds left. You know, I'm surprised the Blue Streaks in that series didn't maybe try to put the ball in the air, Jim, with the clock running down.
I think they lost track of the clock too, Spike. Everything kind of going their way on the rushing game there, but still clock management. You'd have thought they would have utilized a timeout or two and maybe got a chance at another score, but Tigers held them off on that drive. Well, if we were Delta's passing attack now, we'd make it go.
All right, Babcock throws high over to Silvis. Silvis tries to get a little isolation on the sideline, gets up near the 30-yard line, gain of about 8. Clock will run out, and the Tigers head for the locker room for the halftime break. They trail Archbold, who held most of the first half momentum by the score 9-0. We'll be back with the halftime stats. Okay, Jim, simple look at the stats is going to give away the nature of this game. Archbold leads 9-0 on a long touchdown, a 40-yard touchdown pass, or a run, touchdown run, and a safety. Simple fact is Liberty Center 20 plays for a total of 44 yards. That's only 2 yards of play, Jim.
That's not good.
On the other hand, Archbold 25 plays, 134 yards. And that's only 5 yards of play, and that's certainly nothing phenomenal, and certainly nothing the Tiger defense has to be ashamed of. Liberty just has to simply get the offense in gear.
Yeah, time of possession, Spike. What kind of figures do you have there?
Not totally out of line. Archbold 14 minutes, Liberty Center 10. Okay, a breakdown. Eric Weimer had 6 carries for 33 yards, the leader. Silvis, 6 carries for 8 yards. Brett Babcock, 1 for 3. And Brian Babcock, 3 for a -4. Brian Brown, 1 for a -5. Liberty Center, 17 carries, 35 yards, 2 yards a carry. Passing, Tigers were 1 out of 3 for 9 yards. Archbold, like we mentioned, 134 total yards, 114 on the ground. Leading ball carrier, number 26, Phil Baden, 13 carries, 83 yards for about, we'll call that almost 7 yards a carry. Cameron, 4 carries for 16. Knopfsinger, 3 carries for 14. Archbold, 2 out of 3 for 20 yards. Liberty had 3 rushing first downs. Archbold had 6 first downs, 5 rushing, 1 passing. All right, now the kickoff. High boomer, that's going to come down at about the 6. Taken there by Silvis, got ahead of steam. He slips a tackle and battles his way up across the 30 to the 32, a return of about 30 yards.
Pretty good field position, Spike, for the Tigers to begin this second half. And, well, they just plain need some offense. Hopefully they got that talked over during halftime.
Yeah, certainly nothing that can't be fixed. Okay, Tigers had 2 penalties for 19 yards. Archbold had 1 penalty for 5. Pretty clean played game.
Yeah, that's not many flags.
All right, now the Tigers come with a spread formation. They've got Whitmire wide out to our side of the field. Now Weimer in motion. Here is the give off that left side. Archbold right there, nothing doing. A loss of 3, maybe 4 on the play after the spot here.
I'm not sure, but what Mitch Shetty had that ball there, Spike.
Well, I totally lost it.
Throw the ball.
All right, we've got an official's timeout for something for equipment. On the defensive side of it, Liberty Center's Eric Weimer, already 4th in the area with tackles. A fine defensive player at middle linebacker. By far leads the team with 10 tackles and 2 of those for a loss. All right, now Tigers come back now with a tight formation, wing left, in motion Babcock, straight ahead run, Silvis tries to pick his way through, gets back about what the Tigers lost before, but it's going to bring up 3rd and long. Jim, the Archbold Blue Streaks simply are overwhelming right now at the line of scrimmage. Tigers have only had really one good run by Weimer that broke a seam quick. Weimer popping out for about a dozen yards. Man in motion, a little reverse.
That was Weimer coming
And
there.
Weimer maybe got back to the line of scrimmage. That was it.
Yeah, Spike, the line of scrimmage has pretty well been handled by the Blue Streaks tonight. Tiger defense, when they're out there and going, boy, they make Archbold earn it outside of a big play here and there. But, boy, Tiger offense just really having their troubles tonight.
All right, single return man for the Streaks. Huffman back to punt. Short wobbler, that's going to head for the sidelines, hits at the 39, takes a Tiger roll, and will finally roll dead at the 31-yard line.
Yeah, Paul Smith, good coverage down there. That man is fast, Spike, and I just think of another football season rolls around here. Paul Smith's going to be a big part of it.
Oh, yeah, he'll definitely be a weapon. Zach Huffman's punt, 39 yards and no return. Once again, another good punt. Well, Jimmy, the opening of the 3rd quarter is always important. Tigers didn't get anything going on offense. Now it's imperative that the defense make a stand and make it early.
Yeah, you know, the Streaks, as they come to the line of scrimmage, is going to want to ram that football down the Tigers' mouth here.
All right, Streaks show wing T formation to the right. Cameron still not back in the lineup.
Yeah.
And hit right there, nothing doing, baby. Maybe a loss on the play.
Even if you're not making the plays, you can disrupt things there.
Tigers showing a 6-man line. Every 9 men up in the box. They try to kick it outside to Nofziger. Gain of maybe about 3 on the play. Casey Bodenbender, according to the PA, with the official credit for that tack, disdains use of the pass. So now they're in a 3rd and 8 situation
Big
from
play
their
for
own 34. Absolutely.
Tigers got to come up on this one.
All right, here's a pitch deep. Hit,
Yeah.
and a great job by the Tiger front.
Wade Van Sickle got a piece of him, got his legs cut out from under him, so they held. It's 4th down. They're going to get the ball back.
Yeah, in the first half, it was a continual loss of about 15 yards in field position on every possession, and in the long run, that came out to a 2-point safety.
Yeah, exactly. You can't give up field position all the time, but Tiger defense got them shut down. Oh!
But almost blocked by Shaddy. Short punt comes down. Silvas with a great open field tackle at the 40. Boy, Silvas had a little bit room.
He did. If he could have shaken that number 9 Blue Streak there, he'd have had a little alley up the sideline. He might have packed that mail a long ways, Spike.
Archbold, though, playing a tremendous game tonight, and at least to this point, they've made those plays, the open field hits. And,
okay, we're going to hope the offensive line for the Tigers made some adjustments at halftime and gets this offense cranking here.
All right, Weimer spread out wide to the left. Shaddy over here spread wide out. Who's got it right there? Silva's at the 40. He's at the 30, the 20, and down to the 15-yard line. Jim, I looked outside for the football, but Silva's got the quick handoff right up the gut.
He did. There was a block or two there to get him going, and boy, Kurt Silvas needs that. Every back does, you know. And I mean, he had a little green turf in front of him and made the most of it. Tigers looking good right now.
A 54-yard run by Silvas. Excuse me, 44-yard run.
Spiker, that'll put lead in your pencil.
Oh, boy. Oh, no. That recovered by the Tigers right there on the center quarterback exchange. Well, as a running back, all you want is that little seam, that little split, so you can get some running room.
No, we talked before the game that Kurt Silvas had an outside chance of reaching that 1,000-yard plateau, even with his injuries and missing a game or two.
All right, Brown under center, Babcock gives to Silva straight ahead. Got down inside the 15. We'll see where they spot it. Tigers, Jim, desperately need to come out of here with a score.
Oh, they do. Now that's where the offensive gurus for the Tiger coaching staff's got to give these kids something they can pull here that nobody's expecting. They just got to find a way. They've got 2 downs there to get a first down, and they just got to find a way to make it happen here.
Well, the guys got to execute. 3rd and 8. Babcock rolling out, has a seam, cuts back up inside, grinds and dives and
boy, that's close to a first down there.
Yep, very close. Ball marked inside the 10. Wow, let's see now.
Got to be within a yard.
Yeah, it's going to be 4th down, and I'm going to call it a yard to go. The ball at the 9-yard line.
All right.
Boy, Jimmy, it's halfway or midway in the 3rd quarter, and you kind of think maybe this is a must situation.
I know. He almost thought maybe somebody'd call a timeout here to worry about it, but we're going to just make it happen right here.
All right, Silvas behind Babcock. Here's the pitch to Silvas. Dives. Hit. Boy, I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
Check the spot.
Got to be a first down.
Yeah, oh, yeah. We're down to about the 7. It looks like we've got the first down. Yep, it's a Tiger first down. Silvas off that left side behind Van Sickle and Kyle Bodenbender. 5:49 to go. Tigers trail 9-0. That's in the 3rd quarter, of course.
Seniors on that left side reaching down and making it happen, Spike. You know, can't say enough about it. You have opportunity and you execute and you make.
Set to the right with Weimer. Now Weimer in motion going left. Here is a rollout to the right by Babcock. Fires deep. He's got Shaddy. Caught. Touchdown Tigers. Touchdown Tigers. Nick Shaddy with another key catch. And the Tigers on the board. 9-6. Oh, Jimmy, that bought Babcock just the time he needed.
Yeah.
They faked, they went with Weimer motion left, had the run fake that way, and then Babcock rolled right, found Shaddy on a dead sprint for the corner, and Mitch hauls it in.
Oh, yeah, it had to be just about there, too, because Mitch only had about another step, and he was going to meet the edge of the end zone, and wasn't the prettiest spiral we've ever seen, but, oh, it got it done. Whoa.
Well, the best thing of it was he didn't have to have the tight spiral. He just had to get it out there over the heads of the defenders.
All right, this is a rather big play here. Tigers are down 3. They elect to go for 2 at a time here, I believe.
All right, Babcock now rolling hard left. He's got room, now stops, looks, and throws incomplete. The Streaks may have had the angle on him if he would have tucked it in. Not sure. He had time to throw, but nobody open.
Yeah, he wanted to let that unfold out there a little bit, and we're concentrating so on the receiver that the Streaks were able to nail him. A big burst. Puts a lot of starch in the Tigers now, Spike.
Well, now it makes it 9-6. It would have been nice to get the 2-point conversion. Now you trail by a single point, and then in a trade-off of touchdowns, the point after could become crucial. However, not certainly a killer. Tigers just simply have to outscore Archbold here in the second half.
We're going to say that Lucky Lady momentum is riding on the Tigers here, right here. If they can just build on that and get the Streaks to a 3-and-out situation, and the offense get another shot again, because you can just see, man, they're walking tall out there, Spike. They're thinking, hey, we belong here. We can make this happen here tonight.
Well, and of course, it's key now for the Archbold Blue Streaks. Nick Cameron left the game late in the first half, number 11. Their spear chucker, you might say, the main man.
He didn't come back, Spike.
Well, not yet. We'll see. That certainly limits Archbold a little with what they can do on offense. Kind of cuts down on the options.
What are they throwing? Something to eat?
Here's Jake Kragle with his second opportunity to kick off tonight.
Short
A
kick.
little punch, Judy there, taking it to 36, and hauled down there in the open field. Picture book tackle by Jeremiah Hill.
Yes,
Yep.
sir. And a couple times it really worked for him. They
Yep.
had to try it.
Well, it was worth a gamble. It may have cost them about 10 yards in field position. Now it doesn't matter, simply on the hands of the defense. Tigers show a six-man front. Weimer attacking the line a little belly deep, trying to get outside, and running room up to midfield. They're going to say he went down inbounds. Clock will keep running.
Yeah.
5 minutes remain here in the third quarter.
Boy, those outside men have just got to guard against those blocks. So once in a while you run up against a team that is real good at blocking on the outside. Those backs fade out there to make a block, and sometimes they're just plain good at it, Spike, but Tigers got to fight that. Can't let them have that kind of yards.
Two tight end set, full house backfield. Here is the give to the last back. That's Cameron back in the game. And a great job there by Brian Babcock. Gain of maybe a yard on the play. They're going to be short.
Yep, that's the first we've seen number 11 here since real early in the game, and boy, he was coming like like a house of fire. But Babcock, real quick on the field, got him snuffed.
All right, they're going to measure it.
Yeah. Woo!
I thought they said Swanton was up 12-10.
Yeah, they did. Swanton is leading Hilltop.
What has got into Wauseon?
Well, they could make the playoffs if they beat PH.
Yeah,
They've had athletes, Spike.
lacking a little bit of expertise and technique from Liberty Center squad. Couldn't pull off the first down. So Archbold now with third and only inches. Ball into Tigers 47. Give off the right side. And good enough for a blue streak first down at the 45-yard line of Liberty Center.
Yeah, there wasn't much there, Spike, but then he didn't need much, and he got a stride into the past the line of scrimmage, so that is enough to move the sticks.
Checking into the lineup, we've got Espinoza with a minor hand injury. Into the lineup, Markoff, number 17. Tigers have Extran, number 9, number 8, Babcock, number 15, Casey Bodenbender, and Scarberry, 82, is the defensive backs. Tigers show a four-man front, two down linebackers, or two down tackles. Pressure on the quarterback, throws upfield, and incomplete! Scarberry stayed with his man all the way, and at the last second, kicked a hand up in there, and knocked the ball away.
Mike, you can see number 11's a little gimpy out there, and that might bothered him on that pass play, but Scarberry there, and anyway, they broke it up. Rushing from the Tigers there, laid off the quarterback right when it really hurt. Good, smart play there. Just do not need mistakes.
All right, in the third period, clock at 3:39. Archbold leading 9-6. Tigers need that stop on defense. All right, 2 men in the backfield, little quick shot out there. We're going to have a penalty flag thrown inside. Cameron hauled down out there by Scarberry. Well, I'm hoping it's a beautiful one, Rich. I would have to believe it's holding.
Yes,
and
sir.
Yes, it is.
That's a hold.
Jim, that's a big penalty. The Tigers can't afford to get pinched deep in their own territory again.
Yeah, and that was a nice pass play by the Streaks there. They send their big run potential guy out there in the flats, and he just turns around and here's the ball. That's a scary play, so to send him backwards with a hold penalty couldn't be better for the Tigers right now.
Yep.
Second down and a half mile.
All right, ball spotted back at the Archbold 44, second down and 20. Archbold shows a double wing formation. Baden, the single setback. Gives straight ahead to Baden, got some running room, gets up across the 50, gain of about 8.
Yep, a good a good block in there, kind of got him going, and you know, Tigers just wanting to penetrate so badly, Spike. They got to be watching for that ball carrier coming. He kind of ran right past us there.
Well, and you know, that's an effective play. Sometimes the defense has to be a little spread out. They've got to protect against the big play, and sometimes you can pop the big one up the middle.
Well, I didn't know whether they were trapping, but a trap block always works big too when you really got hot pursuit.
All right, pass rush over the middle, caught by Cameron, and a good job of slowing down Cameron as Eric Weimer in on the hit. Brian Babcock along with, they'll say, and Casey Bodenbender also gets credit for the hit.
Well, it's 4th and about 6 there yet, Spike, so Tiger defense looks like they might have got the job done here.
All right, Tigers bent, but certainly didn't break at all at the 40-yard line. This is dangerous territory, Jim. There's a lot can happen from this spot on the field. Archbold with that up back, but back in punt formation. High spiraling punt. Fair catch signaled for.
Man.
Boy, I tell you what, I don't know if they have an official halo rule, but the Blue Streaks were infringing upon Kurt Silvas' right to catch that ball.
Oh, it looked like they were just banging right into him there, Spike. It didn't tackle him, but you got to give him elbow room.
Well, a tremendous punt. 36 yards, no return. Tigers stuck back inside their own 5-yard line.
Well, this is time to find out what the offense can muster, Spike. 2 minutes to go here in the third quarter.
Tigers with their third possession of the second half. Give off that left side, I believe Weimer, the ball carrier, not much cooking. Positive yardage, maybe a couple on the play. It'll be second down. We'll call it 8 yards to go.
Well, Shaddy and the Undertaker going out there. Or rather, the Undertaker for Shaddy. Brian Brown, the senior quarterback, leading the drive from this point.
Second and 8 from the 7-yard line. Tigers need to come up with something big here. I mean, yeah, you want to grind it out, but boy, a big play would be great. Here's the give. Boy, the eager, yeah, the Blue Streaks closed on that fast. Not much running room at all for Silvas. Well, Jim, 3rd down and 7. Tigers.
Yeah. Well, they show the ball on the Tiger 7-yard line. You know, the people calling the offense, you get a little bit nervous about what you should do. They did get a safety down here, but in the first half that
let's just run the old hook and ladder play.
All right, I'm for it.
All right, double wing set. Back to pass. Brown dumps it off the other side. That little screen, he's got some blocks. He's got running room. Silvas up across the 15-yard line, up to about the 18, and that'll be good for a first down.
Mike, that's what we're talking about.
Babcock on the catch.
Yep.
All right.
Not exactly a hook and lateral, but essentially that kind of
well,
result.
A gadget play. Yeah, they threw that little screen. Brown rolled to his right a couple steps, stopped, and threw back.
I've been wondering why we can't get either Babcock or Silvas on a pass in the flat once in a while.
Well, we tried that in the end of the first half, but of course they were in a prevent.
Yeah.
All right, now Brown under center. Tigers with Weimer in the wingback package to the right. Give to Babcock. No, Silvas, excuse me. Straight ahead, they had Babcock going to the outside. Short gain on the play, but the Tigers have gained a little bit of field position back. And that's the end of the third quarter. Archbold 9, Liberty Center 6, and one of those good old-fashioned Donnybrooks.
Spike, that was a heck of a third quarter there. Tigers did make some adjustments, and Kurt Silvas, with the help of the offensive line getting started, popped that one big run, and Tigers hung tough, and eventually nice pass play hung up a 6-pointer for the Tigers, and they find themselves right smack in this game in a big way.
Yeah, the Tiger defense playing quite well. Now the offense with the football, but facing 3rd down and long.
Hey,
Okay.
we can knock his equipment over if we have to.
Hey, we'll knock him down if we have to.
Oh, it could happen. It could happen.
He's kind of a smart aleck, Dr. Thomas Atkinson. All right,
Good
one
Sunday
more
school
rundown
teacher,
here.
though.
Oh, I don't give him too much credit, Jim.
Hey, he's really getting it done there.
Our sponsors, remember, these are the people that make these broadcasts possible. Do everything you can to help support them. We've got Hill Asphalt Paving with Randy Hill, Dave's Auto Service with Dave Perry, Pisanello's Pizza with Craig and Sherry Myers, the Henry County Bank with Bill Wendt, the Dugout with Steve and Catherine Parasini, Trucker's Paradise with Lynn and Jerry Ripke, KK Collision with Kyle Kern, Schaefer Truck and RV Sales, Miller Brother Trucking with Skip Miller, Eon Industries with Judy Leininger and Dawn Bender, and Mitchell Farm Equipment with Tom Mitchell. All right, Tigers, second down and 8. Here is play action. Brown looks, throws deep, just over the head. Just over the head of number 2, Brett Babcock. Incidental collision there along the line of sideline. That'll bring up third down and 8.
Yeah.
All right, some more sponsors here. We'll slip them in as quick as we can. B.A. Miller and Sons Trucking with Norma Miller. L.R. Babcock Plumbing and Heating with Bill Tiplady and Dana Francis Brown. Holgate Metal Fab with Jeff Spangler. The Sky Bank. Davis Farm Services in Delta and Liberty with Karen Howe. The Tiger Shop with Bob and Julie Shaddy. Big play here. Third down and 8. Tigers with the ball on their own 19-yard line. Gibbs straight ahead. Silvers breaks a tackle. Off the sideline. We got a flag on a play. Son of a gun. Dead good at all.
Boy, there was a real scramble getting him loose there, and it looked like everything was clean and it ought to be, and we was watching him jump and jive and do what Kurt Silvas can do, and he's going to come back.
A 20-yard gain by Silvas would have bought the Tigers great field position here with 11:44 remaining in the ball game, but a stinking rotten, no good, blankety-blank yellow flag puts Liberty Center back in a tough spot now. It'll be third down, and we'll wait to see where they go from the spot. Well, the spot was halfway up between the boxes, so Tigers not as bad as I thought they could be. Third down and 13 from the 15. Brown rolling right with the football. Fires, and incomplete. We've got another flag on the play.
Boy, he tried to make something out of that. Kurt Silvas back here, he thought he could squeeze that ball in here. Almost was picked off, but he didn't take a sack, to his credit.
Well, at that point in the game, you know, you've got to try to make something happen. Now, another penalty flag, and we're going to have to assume it goes against Liberty.
Official called a timeout for an injury on that Archbold defender there. Almost picked off that pass.
All right, we'll get the rest of our sponsors. We've got Speece Trailer Court with Rick Speece, Swanton Welding with Norm Zeider, the Meyer Badenhop Insurance Company with Glenn and Napoleon and Bob and Marge in Liberty Center, the Liberty Center Athletic Boosters, also Ken and Robin Carpenter, the Porch Coaches with Louis Miller, Mike Mann, Terry Bowers, Danny Brown, Rick Miller, Bob Shaddy, Jeff Huff, Paul Overmeyer, Dave Moeller, Jeff Spangler, Dave Silvas, Chris Zacharias, and Tom Overmeyer. Also, John Slagle and the memory of Donnie Sharp for those stinking rotten no-good yellow flags. Also, Tim Bowen and his water hauling service. Well, they better protect on this punt, Spike. Zach's got to get a boomer here. Cameron, a dangerous return man, setting up at his own 49. Huffman, low, wobbling punt, and there's going to be a return there, and a great Tiger roll. That'll get all the way down to the 39-yard line of Archbold. 46 yards, Jim.
Yeah, well, that's when we had to have her, Spike. A couple of penalties right down there. Kind of Tigers got stalled out on that offensive position, but they had to get that ball away from their goal line so the defense could get in there. Got a good, strong 11 minutes, and Tigers got to get a hold of that ball.
All right, number 5, Nick Boyers, the quarterback, out with an injury into the game. Number 4, the backup, Kevin Minion, a junior. Full house backfield. Look for Archbold to keep it playing. Fumble in the backfield. Cameron falls on his own drop, but a loss of about nearly 5 on the play.
Yeah, actually he handed that ball off, Spike. Number 4, the quarterback, never really made any kind of an exchange on it. And this is a Tigers opportunity. You know they're going to want to rush the ball. Fresh
Absolutely.
quarterback in there, man. He's cold. He hasn't been warmed up, so Tigers just got to be all over him.
Yeah, they may come with their ears pinned back here. Tigers show 4-man front with the tackles offset. Weimer, linebacker in the middle, give off the left side. Nothing doing there, baby. No gain on the play.
Yeah, with that first exchange by that new quarterback, they lost 4 yards. And Tigers in there making sure they don't get much of that back.
10:15 to go in the game. Archbold leads 9-6, clock running. 3rd down and 14 for Archbold. Now the Blue Streak brass has to make a decision. Do they gamble on trying to come up with a first down, or do they play it safe and work on field position here? Boyer's back in the game.
Yeah.
Thanks to Rich Frankfather here, my spotter. Has time, throws upfield, caught, and it's going to be an Archbold first down. A big play for the Blue Streaks. Gain of 15, maybe 16 on the play. They're going to be in Tiger territory on their 49.
Boy, Tigers about had them stopped there. But big play. Starting quarterback came back in. You know, he was injured trying to defend against that pass down there when the Tigers had the possession. So they had to get him out and got him limbered up, and well, he's back at the head of the controls again.
All right, Tigers now have to make a big play. Cameron goes over the top, picks up about 4, down to the Tiger 45. Jim, it's going to be rough on Liberty. They've got to put the stops on Archbold right now, but then Archbold with their good punting game, they've had it really good with the hang time.
Yeah.
And Tigers are going to have a long field to go.
Well, they got to get that 4th down marker to come up. And, man, that's going to take some hard effort here.
It's too bad Archbold doesn't run the fumble play. Tigers need to make a big break for themselves here. All right, give off the right side. Casey Bodenbender comes up, helps in on the hit along with Espinoza and Scarberry.
Yeah, a lot of Tigers in there.
Yeah, there were about 2 more.
Still got yards on that play.
Yeah, 3rd down and 1. Ball at the 40-yard line, so Archbold could even be in 4-down territory. Right now, it's 3rd and 1. 8.5 minutes left in the game. And it's been a fast game, Jim, with all the running plays.
Yeah.
So the Tigers don't have a lot of chances left.
Not a lot of whistles.
Full house backfield, 2 tight ends. Tigers show 7-man front. Here is the give to Notsinger, and he barrels ahead down to the 37. Gain of 3 and an Archbold first down. Let me see, there were several Tigers again in there. Scarberry was one.
Scarberry selling out right there at the end, got a good lick on him, but gives him a fresh set of downs there.
All right, now Archbold probably in 4-down territory. We've got the 1st and 10 at Liberty's 37. We've got a Tiger timeout.
Yeah, and these Tigers need to find a way to come up with a turnover, Spike. It's likely they won't put the ball in the air. You know, keeping it on the ground uses the clock, and then they're fairly successful at it when they need to. So somehow or other they got to tackle the ball.
All right, Blue Streaks coming at the Tigers with that standard Archbold offense. The full wing tee, give to the second back. Baden hauled down at the 34. Gain of maybe 3 on the play. Archbold relentless, Jim. It's been tough for the Tigers to get those 0 gains or 1-yard stops.
Yep. A Blue Streak line play has been really exceptional tonight. Got Matt Wiley, number 6, in there.
All right, Tigers showing that 6-man front. 9 men in the box. Give up the middle to Knopfsinger. Knopfsinger down inside the 30 to about the 28-yard line, and it's again going to be 3rd and very short.
Yep. Now the Undertaker comes out, see if he can stop that bleeding right up the middle. And, well, that's kind of what's going on there. The Blue Streaks are just making a bit of an opening, and those punishing backs for the Streaks are just pouring through there, Spike.
Well, now you got to hope the Liberty Center doesn't bite on a play action of some kind. They're really stuffing everything up inside, trying to stop this Archbold running game. Here is the give, a little bit of option football to Baden. Baden across the 25, and that's another Blue Streak first down.
Yeah, Big E was called on that tackle. Eric Weimer on the stop.
All right, clock's still not a huge factor in this game, but should Archbold score, that'll put it out of reach for Liberty Center. All right, out of that same full house backfield, that 2 tight end set. Give, and not much there. Hit almost immediately by Espinoza. Wow, Jim.
Yeah, they've used some clock on this possession, Spike. They just kind of running it right down the Tigers' throat right now.
Well, the Blue Streaks with that 3-point lead. A touchdown here could just about salt the game away. Tigers need a stop, and hopefully there'll be enough time left.
They got to get a turnover here.
All right, they're in a little option. The quarterback keeps it. Well, I thought he kept it. He ended up giving it to the fullback, I believe, for a short gain. All right, that's going to make it 3rd down, and we're going to call it about 6 yards to go. The ball resting inside the Liberty 20-yard line at about the 18. We've got a timeout down on the field. Liberty Center trails 9-6. 5:56 remaining in the 4th period. All right, they're all big plays from here on out. Archbold 3rd and 5 at the Tiger 19-yard line. Man in motion, Knopfsinger. Long count, deep pitch. Baden dives forward. I think he's still short, but it's going to be 4th and maybe a yard to go for the Blue Streaks.
You know, Spike, as I saw that play unfolding, I thought, man, that's the Tigers' opportunity there, because that was a deep pitch with plenty of Tigers coming hard, but he was able to get his feet planted and get into a leap situation, and that makes it 4th and a yard now.
All right, 5:25 to go, clock running, play of the game, 9-6 Archbold, 4th down and 1 at the Tiger 15. Tigers got to come up with one big defensive blockbuster. Tigers jump, and it's a 1st and 10 for the Streaks. Well, Jim, I don't think it was a cadence count or a change in the cadence that caused that. I think the Tigers were just anxious to put the haymaking shot onto the Streaks.
Yeah, we couldn't hear the snap cadence at all, but it looked to me like the quarterback sure gave evidence of something hard, because he was kind of jerking his helmet like he was trying to make a call, but, you know, Tigers were going to sell out for it, that's for sure.
All right, Archbold's got 4 downs. It's 1st and goal at the 10. Give to Knopfsinger off the left side. A lot of running room inside the Tiger 5. 4:52 to go. Jim, no matter what, if Archbold doesn't score here, I know they're going to just blow the ball right 3 more times right at the Tigers.
Yeah.
They'll be running the clock, and Liberty Center maybe will have about 3 minutes left when they get to football. All right, same full house backfield. The Streaks taking nothing for granted. Tigers got to come up with that big play, dive straight ahead, into the end zone, touchdown Archbold. Oh boy, Jim, it doesn't look good for Liberty now. 4:22 left, 15-6 Blue Streaks.
Yeah, that Blue Streak offensive line just kept coming and coming and coming, and eventually got across the Tiger goal line there. When they had him at 4th down and 1, and Tigers jumped offside, that pretty well gave them plenty of opportunity.
All right, kick is up, and the point after touchdown good. 16-6, a 10-point lead. Tigers have 4:22 to work with. You never say never, Jim. It doesn't look good, but Tigers need a big play strike here somehow, and then maybe gamble on that onside kick. So
yeah.
It ain't over till it's over.
Oh, I know. We've seen just exactly that scenario play out over the years, but Tigers have got a good, strong 4 minutes, but the offensive unit has got to come out here and execute and just get that ball in the end zone.
Well, each team trading touchdowns here in the second half. Tigers cut the lead to 9-6. But that 2-point penalty,
yeah,
or 2-point penalty, 2-point safety.
Yeah.
You know, and there was the gamble by Archbold
yeah,
to give up that great field position to get another crack, and they turned it into the 2-point safety.
Yeah, well, the coaching staff for the Blue Streaks kept accepting penalties rather than the 4th down, which would have made the Tigers punt.
Oh my, another line drive boomer. Hit at the goal line and all the way through. Tigers will take over at the 20. Boy, when you've got a weapon like that, it sure makes a difference. That's 2 chances the Tigers did not get to return the kickoff.
Well, Spike, whatever you've got in the playbook, maybe we ought to be seeing that. You mentioned the hook and ladder earlier. What do you got for us here now?
Well, I think we're going to have to get the ball to the outside. We're going to have to try to isolate receivers in single coverage.
Yep, and we're going to have to block to protect the passer for a little bit.
All right, man in motion, Weimer. Babcock rolling out, cuts it up, throws the lob, and just over the, we may have a pass interference call.
Yeah, it might have been a little hold over there.
Silvas ran a little hitch route down there on the sideline. Fake to the outside, cut it up, was open. Babcock throwing on the run, a difficult throw over Silvas' head, but we may have a grab on the Blue Streaks.
Interference on the Streaks over there, Spike.
Well, that stops the clock, so that helps the Tigers there.
Going to give us some yards, too.
Yep, 15-yard penalty. And, of course, that's the one difference between high school and all the rest of the levels of football. It's from the spot, of course, farther up, and 15 yards in high school.
But that stopped the clock and should get the offensive people a little time to figure something out here.
Well, that time they got the ball upfield, and that's what the Tigers are going to have to do now. 4:15, not much time to work with. Now Brian Brown under center for the Tigers. Weimer in motion. Brown dropping back, looks upfield, throws deep. It's going to be a battle, and knocked incomplete. A good defensive play there by Archbold's quarterback as he got in front of Silvas.
Yep, but you had to love that pass because it got out there. It was there. It was, just a fight for the ball there.
Yeah, sometimes we're going to win those fights. We've seen it happen, work against Liberty for some bad breaks. All right, 4:07 remaining, 2nd down and 10. Tigers have the ball on their own 35-yard line. We've got Brian Babcock spread out wide to this side of the field. And I believe Silva spread wide out over on the other side. Now Hill rolls, gets rid of it, and behind the receiver, intercepted. Wow. Weimer was open.
Yeah. Oh, I know, but Brian Brown had no time at all there, Spike. I mean, he jogged out, and then he starts running for his life back there, wanting to throw that pass, and I mean the Streaks were just bearing right down on him, so it just awful hard to make a completion or even a good hard effort at delivering that pass with them right on your neck like that.
Yeah, Brown battled for all the time he could, had to wait for Weimer to come back to the ball to get open, and had to gamble on making a play. So now the Streaks have it straight up the middle with Baden hit it to 40-yard line and brought down after a yard gain.
Weimer and Scott Stewart, I think, on play there.
3:45 to go. No doubt about it. Liberty Center needs a stop on this series.
Well, they need to get their hands on the ball, Spike. I mean, you just got to find a way to tackle that ball.
Yeah, Archbold with no turnovers tonight, of course.
Yeah, I know it. They've played pretty well mistake-free football.
All right, Tigers with that 6-man front. 9 men in the box. Give off the right side. And breaks open. Nossinger into the end zone against that stacked defensive setup. And Archbold now goes up 22-6. Well, it might not look close on the scoreboard tomorrow, but it's been a hard-fought game, Jim.
Oh, it has, Spike, and Tigers made an awful good run at them there the whole third quarter. The defense played hard, the offense clicked a little bit, and Silvas broke a big one there. Got Tigers set up to where they scored and pulled her within 3 points, and that stood up until deep in the fourth quarter.
All right, point after touchdown kick is good. 23-6. Well, the Tigers had to gamble. They had to get everybody up there to try to stop Archbold from no first downs. Now Tigers trail by 17 with just 3:11 left in the ball game. Okay, Archbold now well aware of the speed and exploding abilities of Smith and Silvas, and they decide to boom it deep. Silvas is going to take it there. He tried to stay within the goal line, but once the ball crosses that plane, it's dead. Tigers have it on the 20. Third consecutive kick that goes into the end zone.
Yeah, he's got one strong leg, and it doesn't matter which direction he's kicking, he can boom it. Well, with a strong 3 minutes to go, we can see a lot of fireworks from these Tigers, but man, the Streaks just seem tough tonight, Spike.
Well, Tigers have had their way over Archbold. Winners of 6, I'm not sure exactly how they are, but Tigers have won 6 out of the last 7 or 7 out of 8.
Yep.
And probably 10 out of the last 12. So, well, when it just and it don't work, it just don't work.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, you got to play them a game at a time and a season at a time. And this is how she kind of unfolds in this storybook season.
All right, back to throw. Upfield, Babcock, great catch at the 40-yard line in traffic. Brian Brown laid it on the money, and Babcock with a great leaping catch at the 41.
Yeah, that's good. One quarterback to another quarterback, kind of like passing the football to the next man, Spike.
Josh Martin into the game, number 21.
Yes, sir.
Who's done a good job in a backup role this year at running back. You may see, well, of course, now Archbold's stuffing the interior of the line. They're going to put on a rush. Here it comes. Tigers do a good job of holding him out. Brown's got to roll away from trouble. Good seal block by Bodenbender. Now up the sideline and hit and knocked out of bounds at the 45. Brian Brown scrambling, trying to make something happen. Picks up 5 for the Tigers. Clock stops, 2:40 to go.
Yeah, boy, he came up here fearless, Spike. I mean, they had an angle on him, and they were going to put a licking on him, but he says, hey, I've got a little running room. I'm going to make the most of it.
Well, we've got a stinking rotten flag. Oh, man. Clear on the other side of the field against the Tigers.
I had not to count them if they're over on that other side right now, Spike.
Well, can you imagine the butcher shop the game would turn into, Jim, if they didn't count those?
Well, yeah.
I'm sure Liberty Center's clean players wouldn't ever try any chicanery.
We wouldn't get frustrated either.
Oh, no, but some of these thugs around the league, I'm sure, would try to take advantage. All right, didn't catch the call, and I don't really care to know what it was. All I know is Tigers lost a whole boatload of yards. Martin alone setback. Weimer in motion. They fake the handoff there. Brown has time. Throws upfield. Caught. Silvas, a little shake and bake. Gets back to across the 40.
Yeah.
Tigers get back all they lost on the penalty. It's going to bring up Second down and 9 yards to go.
They're having a good time running this two-minute offense right now, Spike.
Well, and Archbold has to kind of stay loose here. They can't give up the big play, of course. So the Tigers are going to have a little bit more room to maneuver underneath the umbrella defense. Martin a single setback. Brown back to throw, upfield, caught there by Silvas. Silvas has a first down for the Tigers into Archbold territory. All right, Tigers not taking any time. They get to the line of scrimmage just as the clock starts after the set of the chains. Tigers are going to spike the football, and that'll stop the clock. Minute 49 to go. Tigers desperately trying to score here on their final possession of the year 2003. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Well, a 5-yard walk-off, but at this point, Jim really has really no bearing on the game. The Tigers have to get to the end zone and quick, and another 5 yards is only makes the stats 5 yards better in the long run. All right, Brian Babcock, the lonely end out here near camera side. Brown on a straight drop, has pressure from behind.
Throw it.
And has no choice, Jim. He couldn't even get set to throw the football as he was ran out of bounds. There was no seal blocks from behind. Tigers, I think, were going to try. The way the play was set up, it looked like they were going to try to set up some kind of a screen pass and had everybody over on the other side for interference.
Well, everybody at Spangler Field knew it was going to be a pass play, so that enters into the defense scheme too. And well, he just ran out of time and ran out of field.
Come on, Tigers, you can do it out, see. Here we go, see, come on, line.
All right, Tigers with a wide out to either side. Weimer in motion. Here is the give to Silva straight ahead. Just brought down from behind. Jim, he was off to the Camptown races there.
Well, he was prancing like he was going to go, but somebody got him by the ankle there and held on. And I tell you, he's had a heck of a season, as has a lot of these Tiger players, and playing injured even tonight. Got that ankle injury that he can't shake, and well, that's just bad when you get good men hampered like that, Spike.
Well, that certainly throws a monkey wrench into it. You know, that could have went for a lot of real estate. Archbold only had 2 defenders out there, and the Tigers had a couple of blockers. 4th down in a bunch. This is it. Here is the little inside reverse to Babcock, weaves his way through, breaks a tackle, and a gain of about 15 on the play, but that'll be it with 56 seconds to go. That may have been the last time the Tigers will see the ball this season. They'll turn it over on downs after the 15-yard desperation run by Brett Babcock. Blue Streaks will take over there. 1st down and 10 at their own 48.
Joe Shaddy, number 75, out there.
All right, Archbold gathering around the quarterback, going to kneel now and let the final seconds run out.
73, Bobby Black running out there.
Yeah, we got 71, Jim.
Nick Phillips.
All right, 52.
Matt Taylor.
All right, illegal participation is probably the correct call there.
Yeah.
Tigers trying to get off the field.
Shuttling players in and out, and Archbold was ready to take a knee.
All right, snap again, and a knee taken. The officials deciding to forego the penalty for the too many men again that time. Clock running with 45 seconds. Well, Jim, there were high expectations coming into this season, and you know, as there is every year in Liberty Center. And when all of a sudden things don't go right, things don't happen, don't come out like you expect. Of course, there's frustration and disappointment.
Oh, yeah.
But what can you do? That's the nature of the beast.
Yep, that's the game of life and the game of football. And the Tigers hung up a good season, but not a playoff bound season, or they didn't win the league. But these boys that played on this team of this year participated likely when there was great playoff accomplishments, and they know that they're part of the Tiger tradition here, and they'll get past their lumps on losing a game or two this year, and realize that their participation in the Tiger program was well worth all the effort, and look forward to seeing the next year's boys see what they can do.
All right, the Tigers finished the season at 6-4, and Jim, I can remember many years where the Tigers would have killed to finish with a 6-4 count.
Yep.
They finished 4-4 in NWAL. Archbold also at 6-4 overall in the season. We had that halftime score, Waseon 14-7 for Patrick Henry. Of course, interesting to see how that'll play out. 14-14 with 2 minutes left. Thanks there to Rich. Jim, we'll just have to wind this thing up here. There's no really great thing you can say about the Tiger team. This was a good Tiger football team.
Oh, yeah, and this was a hard-fought game in the games that they lost. They were in those games, and, the ball didn't just bounce right, and you'll have that. That's football. But,
well,
they fought hard, and, boy, they had their moments.
Patrick Henry with their juggernaut team kind of ruling the roost up through the first 9 weeks of the season. But after that, you look at the losses. Tigers lost a heartbreaker with a couple of bad breaks against Waseon, and of course very beat up injury-wise then. They lost that really tough game to Delta, where Delta didn't really outplay them, but connected on some Hail Mary passes that were more luck than sense.
Yeah, we don't have the story completely written on who gets in the playoff and who doesn't. But it is conceivable that every team that beat these Tigers of this year might be playoff bound.
Absolutely.
There's no disgrace in that. I mean, there are good football teams out there year in and year out, and, that's just what we've been seeing this season.
Well, Tigers out for their last team meeting at the end of a game. Coach Lingeren trying to explain just somehow that's the way life goes in football, too, like we said earlier. Well, this will wrap it up for my color man, Jim Leatherman, man on the video cam, Dr. Thomas Atkinson, and for Old Spiker team now with their final countdown, you might say. Team prayer. Tigers will go through their the Tiger football team will go through their final cheer, and that'll wrap up this 2003 season.